we're just gonna jump right into it. So
Oh god.
the internet is still not resolved. The internet's
Okay.
still not resolved. Still, and I know that sounds insane, right? Because
Yeah.
I pay crazy amounts of money in internet. I probably pay in internet what most people pay, and internet, TV, home phone, everything.
Uh-huh.
Because I live out in the middle of nowhere,
Right.
and forever Mediacom was the only people that could get me internet that would I could game on, so that I could play Fortnite and
Right. Right.
Call of
Right.
Duty and stuff like that. Brawlhalla. I don't know if you have any friends that you played Brawlhalla with, but if not, JKL, you're missing out on life. By the way, guys, everybody say hey to JKL. He's awesome enough to come hang out with us
What's
today.
up, peeps?
So Chris had to go do some stuff at work today. He's having to work like a third shift. They got
Right.
some special stuff going on. So JKL kind of like hit us up, was going to come hang out with us. So sorry we didn't do an introduction or anything. We just kind of jumped right into it. I'm on the struggle bus with everything in life at this moment. I'm prepared for nothing and everything all at the same time.
Right. Right. Right.
Hi pumpkin. Hi pumpkin. Here, let's
You
meet
got-
JKL. I don't know if you've got to meet
Who's
little
that?
pumpkin yet. So this is my little
Oh
grandbaby.
God, hey.
So this is my little grandbaby Cora. She likes to come hang out with Papa every once in a while.
Hi.
Just what we do. Just
The
what we do.
babies. Oh my God.
So I don't know if you've seen us on TikTok. So I really haven't been posting a lot on YouTube because of TikTok has just
Yeah,
become so
Doing
big.
your
It's been
TikTok
difficult.
thing.
It's
delights. I ordered from you. I had some.
there you
They
go.
were
It's
good,
it's,
yeah.
it's one of those time things, right? And a lot of people haven't understood that, but I just don't have enough time in the day.
Right.
And so the internet hasn't been helping with
Yeah.
not having enough time in the day. So they now have ran a new cable from the box to my house.
Uh-huh.
They've now run new cables in my house.
Uh-huh.
They've now run, they've now put a new box on the pole,
Uh-huh.
and they still can't get it fixed. Like
That's great.
it's
See?
so what happens is, let me tell you what happens. And I don't know if you've heard this on this what happening. So it cuts off and cuts back on like
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
like this. So
Yeah.
it cuts off and on. And so if you're streaming, you don't see that, you don't feel that, you don't notice that,
Right,
right?
because most stuff is buffered. Right.
Yes, exactly. Ha! I'm glad somebody knows what I'm saying now.
Yeah.
Ha! Hi, JKL. It's awesome
Yeah.
to meet somebody that's like on the same level because it has that buffering in it, right? You don't notice
Right.
it.
You
It's
don't catch it.
streaming it goes right on through.
Yeah.
But when you're on TikTok, for some reason, it's not like StreamYard. Even StreamYard will adjust
Well,
a
buffer,
little.
yeah.
A little.
StreamYard
It's
and-
kind of
and
wild.
YouTube. Yeah, yeah.
Even it will adjust a little, like in this StreamYard while we're live. Now you'll notice
Right.
it because maybe I'll start sounding robotic or it'll
Yeah.
glitch but it still will smoothly glide through it. TikTok won't.
Right.
TikTok won't. When it has that cut off, for some reason
just
it
cuts.
completely stops. It just completely stops. And then it waits to catch up. And then
Right.
if it catches up, then it'll start over. Right. But sometimes it won't catch up. Sometimes it whatever software or program or however it is they have it configured, sometimes it's not capable of
Right.
catching back up. And I don't know if that's because it had too many seconds delay or I mean, I don't really know. I'm not smart enough to know that. But for
Right,
some
right.
reason, TikTok can't, like, sometimes it won't recover. And
Yeah, it's one of those things, like, especially if you're doing a live stream, like if it cuts off, like it'll end the live and then you got to
Yes.
start back over or just log back in or go live again, versus where if you're live on YouTube or StreamYard, it'll cut out, but you can keep on going. Like,
yes.
so you won't lose your audience. That sucks because, yeah, nowadays people have such short attention
That's
spans.
it.
Like
That's
your stream
it.
cut out.
That's it.
Well, they swipe into something else. You're
That's
done.
yeah. Oh my God, JK, that's the reason why I love you. Yeah,
You'd be lucky if
that's
they come
it.
back.
When you lose that audience, they're not coming back today. They're not.
Yeah.
They're just simply not. They're not coming back today. They've
Most of them
swiped.
like, oh well.
They've kept going,
On to the next one.
and so we have that going on. We swim season started back. You know that we all coach a swim team in my
Yeah, you
house.
got your swimming stuff happening. Yeah.
So this is how our days are going right now, and next year we're going to have to grow. There's no option, but this year we're trying to not get a facility. We're trying not to have employees because of taxes and other things that come into play.
Right.
But next year we're not going to have an option. I mean, really, we should now, but we're trying everything not to. So we start our morning off with, I go to the gym early in the morning. I come home. We make and pack candy from there all the way up until we go to swim, which is at 5 o'clock. So we leave here. We go to swim at 5 o'clock. I get to swim. As soon as we're done with swim, we come home, shovel food in our face as fast as we can because I still believe in sitting at the table with everyone. As crazy as this
Right.
shit might sound. So we
No,
all
that's good, man.
we bust home, we shovel food in our mouth, and then we go live.
Right.
and
Like you get no breaks for nothing.
the live is really our way of packing. So the live is a creative way of packing and still making sales.
Yeah, because
So
I see you guys, you be putting stuff in the boxes.
well,
And
we're
you
getting all
talking
the orders
and-
done from the day, right? So we're getting all the orders done from the day. So
Right.
we're creatively found a way to like sell stuff while we're packing the orders that are
Yeah.
already sold. So and then it's just a constant like a cycle, and I keep trying to find the time. I keep saying, all right, I'm making a video, I'm making a video, I'm making a video, and I just
But it's different though,
I just don't
because
have the time.
like when you're people, something that a lot of people don't understand, or I don't even know if I can say a lot of people don't understand, but just people who haven't been through it, they just seem to gloss over. Is like when you're starting a business or trying to keep a business going, or anything that you're trying to
Accomplish.
accomplish or
Yeah.
improve or whatever, you have to put so much time and dedication into it.
So much.
Like a lot of people think, oh, doing YouTube is easy.
Oh no.
But no,
No.
you have to put time and effort and improve. And like when people ask about my channel, I said, listen, I don't have the time to dedicate to it like that. And plus, I'm not motivated to because that's not my goal. Now, if I made YouTube my goal to make this my living, it would be all I do, all I think about.
Right.
So for you with your business, like that's all you can do. That's all you can think about. Once you get it to a point where it's almost automatic that it's gonna make money or gonna sell or gonna whatever, then you can take a step back and start doing other things.
1,000%. Then I can get back to making videos, and I can get back to like doing the dumb stuff that doesn't make any money because
Right.
regardless as to what people
Exactly.
believe, if you upload videos on YouTube, you're doing it because you like doing it.
Exactly.
Because there's no other reason.
Exactly.
No other reason to do it. Hey, there's that little bit of money that you make, I swear to God, is
Right.
$100 every 6 months.
Right. You have to have a passion for it before you can think of it as a monetary issue. Like, yeah, there's certain things you can jump into and be like, yo, I'm just gonna make money. And YouTube is one of them. But if you don't have a passion to keep doing it, or at least a desire to be successful, you're not gonna get there because it's not easy. You got to put so much time into it.
It's so time consuming. So
Yeah.
time consuming.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah, with their stuff. Like I remember when I first, because I'm not on TikTok much, but when I first stumbled across your Doomsday Delights, I was like, what the hell? I ain't know Wayne was on here. So I jump in and I'm like, oh, so I bought the sour sweet, the basically the freeze dried Skittles. I bought one of those, and then I caught you maybe a week later, and I think I bought a 3-pack. And I was like, oh, these are pretty good. I like these. But when I saw, I'm like, that's why you're not on YouTube as much, because you doing that. So it made sense to me at that point. At first, I didn't know. I just thought, okay, Wayne don't do YouTube as much, whatever. A lot of people not doing it. But when I saw the TikTok thing happen, I'm like, oh, okay. Now right.
So I hit a spot to where I had to decide where my time was going to be better used.
Exactly.
Is my time better used making the YouTube videos, or do I like kind of just start focusing more over here? I just decided to start focusing more over there. It was a better decision for my family and myself at the moment. It's a family run thing. I don't know if you know this, but my whole family is involved in that. My whole family, we all pack, we all come up with ideas, we all do packaging and labels and it's a whole family thing.
And that's good.
It was, I had to decide, right? I was at that moment where I was like, YouTube is all me. This is all family. So do I continue to do all me, or do I focus harder on the all family? And yeah, I think I chose the right direction, as you and so many other people do. I chose the right direction, and I love it, to be honest with you. The only problem though, and it's a dumb problem to have or to complain about, we're just so damn busy.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
it's
you're doing it as a family, and
right.
it's something that even if it fails,
Oh yeah,
let's hope it doesn't. But even if it fails, it's something that you're doing with your family. You're teaching your kids, and you're getting them involved so that they might do their own thing. You know, learn from this and go. You know what? I like that thing we were doing. I want to do my own thing. Something.
right.
You know, it doesn't have to be running a business or whatever, but still, it gets them inspired to be entrepreneurial about whatever it is.
Well, so that's a big focus in my house is trying to get my kids to trying to see things in a different light, JKL. So we're not all going to be doctors. We're not all going to
Right.
be lawyers. We're
Right.
not all going to go to college and get really high paying jobs. That's not what all of us are going to do,
Exactly.
right? Some of us have to cut grass. Some of us
Yeah.
have to build houses.
Yeah.
Some of us have to do these jobs. And instead of working for someone else doing this job, why don't
Work
you
for
just do it for
yourself.
yourself?
Exactly.
If you're ever going to make a decent living cutting grass, you're going to have to do it on your own.
Yeah.
So that is a big thing in my house is y'all look, we're not all going to be doctors, or we're not all going to be lawyers. And if that's your goal, then great. Let's push
Oh
you
yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
Let's push you to it if that's your goal. But if it's unachievable, then let's not work for the guy mowing the yards. Let's be the guy that mows the yard.
Exactly.
Hey?
Exactly.
So
Because
it that's been a big thing in my house as long as I can remember is teaching my kids, because my dad taught me that you're going to work for yourself, because working for other people is going to get you the experience. Now, I ran a blow mold
Yeah.
facility. A lot of people don't know this. I had 350 plus employees. I
wow.
ran a blow mold facility for 8-9 years after I left Advanced Auto as a manager over there. So a lot of people don't know that about me. So but in doing that, I got a lot of experience in
Right.
like business and how business runs and
Yeah.
and how to talk to customers and how to buy and sell things. I learned so much from all of those. So
And
when I do things on my own now, I know the direction that it has to go.
right.
Right.
And another thing that people don't understand, the experience of actually managing people, the experience of actually have to deal with employees. Like I've done that. I've been a supervisor, I've
I'm
been
so-
a manager. And one of the things that people don't understand, or you could tell people who've never been in charge of anything, they always want the people in charge to do what they want them to do. It's like
Yeah.
that's not how this works. Like
Yeah.
they
I
always
used-
expect the manager or the supervisor to give them a break or something. Like
Yes.
you don't have any experience managing people or being in charge of people. And that's something to go back to that was kind of a little small tangent, but going back is like, yeah, when you run your own stuff, you learn what it's like to actually have to manage people. It's
Right.
not like a father, and we both know as fathers telling your kid what to do. That's your kid. They're gonna listen. If they don't listen, they get on punishment. Cool about it, right? Employee, it's a different way to handle them. You can't just be like, well, this is what you're gonna do, or you're fired, because they'll walk out the door, and now you're screwed. Because now you got to hire somebody else. You know, so you have to learn how to deal with people.
Speaking of firing people, I'm going to share something else, guys, that y'all don't know. I met my wife at my plant.
I'm still here.
Okay, so I met her at the plant. I used to walk people into her office. Now, she wasn't the original HR director when I got there. We let that director go and then hired her in replacement of that director. I used to walk people into her office, JKL, and I would walk them into her office, and Advance taught me that you didn't Donald Trump people. That you never grabbed people and said you're fired, right? That's what they called that. They said we don't Donald Trump people here. You are not Donald Trump, and we're not gonna. This is not how we conduct business. And Advance taught me that. I had this dude at Advance that took me under his wing, greatest guy on the planet. But anyways, I never did that, and I carried that with me into Iceberg. I would walk people into their office. I would sit them down. I would stand beside Jess at the desk, and I would say, "Your services are no longer needed. If you have any questions whatsoever, she'd be more than happy to answer them for you. Have a
Right.
good day." And I would walk out because
Right.
advance taught us that we didn't want to be on the cause with unemployment or in courtrooms because we let someone go. That was a waste of our time.
Right.
That's what the HR department was for,
Right.
was to deal with that
You
stuff,
deal with
right?
that stuff.
And she would get so damn mad at me, JKL. She would be furious.
And she agreed to go out with you after all that.
No joke, right?
Oh man, you bringing all them guys in my office to fire.
I would too, and I mean,
Think
factory
about your
workers are
heart.
rough people, right? I mean, they're rough guys, and I would bring
Yeah.
them in there, and I would tell them their services is no longer needed, and then I'd walk out, and she would just be deer in headlights trying to figure out what just happened. Bless her heart, but that's just the way
It's
that
easier
went
for her
down.
to deal with than you, though.
Right.
Most people are not going to go after a woman. So
It was the keeping me out of the courtroom and where I needed to be that was my thoughts in it, and it always worked for me. So it's funny that you said that, because
right.
that's how I met Jess. That was how we met each other.
God.
Was that right there?
Oh,
I seen that let's hit that chat.
Hit
shout
the
out,
chat.
JKL.
Go for it.
Hit that. Who's in the house? It's gonna be your job today.
That's my job
Who-
today.
who-
All right.
who
Well,
do
we
we
go
got?
up to the top. We got Zach Bonifer. What's up, bro? I don't think I've seen you in a while. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen a lot of you in a while. I don't do a lot of lives anymore. So
I appreciate you
what's
coming
up,
on here
Zach
too.
Bonifer? Dead Zone. What's
Let's
going
go.
on, bro? Of course, I'm up in there. Christina Payne.
Miss
Miss
Payne, as
Payne in the
always.
house.
Yes.
Getting those workouts in. I love it. Inspiring me to get back to
Oh, hell yeah,
I'm
guys.
so much
Hell
in
yeah.
the gym. And she was like, me and her got a little private chat going. She's like,
Right.
"Oh, don't worry about it. You got this, so I posted the picture, the last gym picture, which was about 4 days
awesome,
ago.
That's awesome.
And I was kind of like, yeah, I got to get back to it because I
Hell
lost
yeah.
a lot.
Hell yeah.
I lost a lot of my.
Man, I've been hitting the gym hard here lately. I only drink water now. This is actually flavored water, by the way. I only drink water. I quit drinking like everything.
Yeah, you have.
Water.
That's one way you have to. You have to.
Johnny
Knight, what's
Yes,
going on, bro? Thank you for coming through. I've been catching Johnny Knight's. He's been putting up bloopers with him and damn it,
Simon.
Simon. There you go.
Simon.
Playing that game. I've never seen this game, never heard this game, but it's just the funniest thing ever. When I watch.
Do you have the Funko game yet?
No. Oh, we're gonna talk
get
about that. Let me
I got
just
you.
make sure
I got
everybody in the chat. Chase, what's up, Chase? Hails to the kingdom. Thank you for
Chase has been going through some things. Chase, you're still my brother, man.
Yeah. Everybody,
I'm
Chris,
always here for you.
Thank you,
Yes.
bro.
Dead Zone says nothing is unachievable. That's 1,000%.
That's true.
That's
Nothing's
so true.
unachievable.
So true. So true.
And the luau, what's up, luau?
What's up,
you
Andrew?
gotta hit that. I don't know if you can find it.
Let me find it. I'm on the struggle bus today, guys. I'm so unprepared for everything in life right now. I got you though. I'm gonna find it. Here we are. Check it out.
There we go. What's up, luau?
I'm so unprepared for life right now, guys. I don't even know how I made it on here. We were late, but we still made it on here. But yeah, the internet's just been crazy here. It's I guess that's where the whole conversation started. Yeah. It's just been crazy here, just insane.
But going back to the Funko game,
I'm gonna pull it up.
I don't have it. I'm probably not gonna get it. First of all, I don't even have a Xbox
why aren't you gonna get
a PlayStation to play it because it's only on the newer systems.
Oh, well, you can get it on the PC.
Yeah. I don't think my PC can run it.
Oh, you don't think so? Why not?
Oh, my laptop. This laptop. I mean, it's a gaming laptop.
Yeah.
But it's what? This is like 2011, I think.
Oh yeah.
So this is old.
You're definitely not running. Yeah, you're gonna be out on that one. So what? Do you just not play games? Like what's going on?
Well, I used to be a heavy gamer, but when I got up to, let me see, Xbox 360, I just kind of stopped playing as much because my daughter was born right around that time, either just before or just after that one dropped. So, as a parent, my focus, especially at that time, limited income, struggling, 2 kids. I
Oh
was
yeah.
more focused on making sure they were good more than me being able to game. Like I didn't even buy my Xbox 360. My wife surprised me with that
That's
as
awesome.
a birthday present. She was saving up so I could get it because she know how much I love gaming. But since then, like I got the Xbox One, but I don't even play that one as much. Every gaming system I've gotten since then has been mainly for the kids and
Has
mainly for
any
Jay because Jay was the gamer.
has
He took
anybody
over.
played this game? Like,
I don't know. I mean, I saw a score for it, like from a gaming website or something. They gave it like a
yeah.
4, and
Oh,
that's out of 10.
oh,
And I'm like, but that's the only thing I saw. I haven't looked anything up to really see what it was, but that was something I
right.
saw posted on some website I was on. And I'm like, okay, is it really good? The thing is, from the gameplay, from what I've seen of it, it's kind of like a Lego game, like
Like a
where you
Roblox is what I
yeah, Roblox, Lego, one of those where you go around, you solve puzzles, you can shoot things. So it looks fun, but I don't know, like, if people outside of Funko are gonna really love it as much because it's the draw for it is it's Funko fusion, so it's for the Funko fan more than anybody else. So I don't know, I don't know how well it's gonna do, and I don't know how fun it is, but from what I've seen of it, it looks fun. So I would play it. I just don't have the system to play it on. So
So I'm gonna throw it
I have
out
a
there
whole system just for one game.
in risk of getting dinged, but I've been dinged so much here lately that it doesn't really matter. I'll throw up some
Says my
gameplay real quick. Yeah,
Salute.
and because I just don't feel like it matters, but
Yeah,
um,
I've seen people play it, and I'm like, oh, it looks pretty fun.
I
The
mean, so
funny,
I don't really know what to think about it.
right. The funny thing is that before, like maybe a week or two before it dropped, I saw a lot of people, playing the they let you play a couple of levels or whatever, like the
Right.
free level,
They
and I
didn't let you
saw
play any levels. I couldn't.
right. It was just like 2 rooms or two
Yeah.
stages or something like that, and I've seen a lot of people playing that in anticipation of the game, like maybe a week or two before. But since it's dropped, I haven't seen or heard anything.
Well, that's so. I think that I expected like differently of everybody. I haven't played the game. I'm going to play the game.
Uh-huh.
I haven't bought the game. I just haven't had time. That goes
Right.
back to like what we were saying at the
Yeah,
earlier
yeah,
into it. I just haven't had the time.
yeah.
It's I want to play it. Me and my daughter were playing. We were playing Chain Together. I don't know if you've ever seen
Uh-huh.
this game, but it's
No.
where you do obstacle courses chained together. We were playing that like every day for like an hour in
Mhm.
between like making candy for about 3 or 4 weeks there. We were actually getting some viewers. I was really shocked.
Right, yeah.
But we just haven't had time to do it. We were going to play this one when it came out, which is I guess why I'm thinking about that, because we
Right.
were like, yeah, when this one comes out, we'll play it
Yeah,
together
we'll
too.
play it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll play it together too for an hour, but we just haven't had time. I think that I expected this to pop off better than it did, and
Right.
I'm now thinking that the way I looked at this game might have been wrong, because I originally thought this was going to be like a Roblox style battle royale.
Uh-huh.
If it was, I think that it'd be massive.
Right.
I mean, because all battle royales are pretty cool, and if you add some kind of cartoony, clunky, mainstream feel to it,
Right.
it would be cool. Even so, this reminds me of like Brawlhalla, and you said you haven't played Brawlhalla, but Brawlhalla
No.
is this really dumb game.
Uh-huh.
It's four little guys. Look it up when you get a chance. It's four little guys. You're on this map where you can fall off. You can knock each other off.
Right.
You have 3 or 4 moves. 3 or 4 moves tops. You
Mhm.
get these weapons, and your objective is to knock the other people off the map. And you knock them off the map, and
Mhm.
you get a point for every time you knock somebody off the map. And the person
Okay.
with the most points at the end of the match wins. You get 3 of your closest friends playing this, or it
Right.
doesn't even have to be 3 of your closest friends. If you can just get 3 guys that you have a okay um, camaraderie with,
Uh-huh.
like y'all can laugh and joke and pick fun at each other.
Right.
Oh my God, you will laugh till you were in tears. I had a group of guys for probably 3 months that we would talk shit to each other so bad that
Mhm.
you would be crying in tears trying to carry on, because you couldn't take the game super serious because it didn't have realistic features. you only had 4 or 5 punches.
It's like it's one of those games that's meant to just be fun.
Yeah.
Here, have fun with your friends. Yeah.
Yeah, and man, you would laugh until you were in tears. You'd be laughing so hard because you would really be trying for a minute, and then somebody would just start clowning you hard, and you knew that there wasn't any like cheat moves that could happen.
Right.
So you just start laughing, and next thing you know, all of y'all are kind of, because you could all chat together. You didn't need a Discord.
Yeah.
Y'all could all chat together in the game. Oh man, it would just hysterical.
That reminds. Well, there's been a lot of games like that over the years. Like the Mario ones. I can't remember what it's called, but there was this game called Fusion Frenzy. Came out years ago for Xbox, and I had the first Xbox. And me and my friends, you could plug in 4 controllers, and there's usually only 3 of us, but every once in a while we could get a 4th, like one of our girlfriends or something will come in, and there was this one level where you were all in like these rolling cage balls, and you have to knock each other off the edge. So that's what that reminds me of. Yeah. And we'd all be in the same room without controllers, with the long ass cords, and just talking crap to each other.
Yeah.
Knocking back drinks or whatever. And yeah, that sounds like a good time.
The only goal was to have fun, right? And it becomes. I thought that's what this game is going to be. I don't think that's it anymore. I think it's an action adventure, which is not at all what I thought it should have been.
Well, it like I said, it reminds me of, you said Roblox, but for me it's more Lego, because those are the games I'm familiar with, like the Lego games. But if you could have that type of mode to put in the game, that would be awesome, because everybody coming in as whatever Funko character, and having like a battle royale, or all these different type of scenarios where you have to either race or whatever. Like, it would be cool if that was a mode. It don't have to be the whole game, but if that was an aspect of it, that would be cool.
I say that it reminds me of Roblox, because have you ever played Roblox?
I've never played it. My kids played it. I know what it is. I'm familiar with it, though.
So it's clunky in movement, right? It's clunky in movement. It's not very well animated, which, I mean, this game's not going to be very well animated. But they have rooms, right? And each room is something different. Like, I can go in this room, and this room would just be a battle royale. I could go in this room, and this room would just be a Mr. Beast maze. I could go in this room, and this room would just be puzzles, right? You see what I'm saying? Or an escape room, right?
Gotcha.
That's what I thought it was going to be, but that's not at all what it looks like. It looks like they did a Tomb Raider style game, but in Funko. So it really weird, really weird. I haven't seen any gameplay, like you said. I expected there to be lots and lots and lots of gameplay of people playing this, and for some reason it fell flat, and no one's maybe they just haven't figured it out yet. Maybe
because I definitely expected to see some people, some other Funko collectors that I'm following. I did too. They can play, some streams of them playing. I haven't seen anything yet. So either YouTube isn't pushing it, or because they'll push something if it's getting views. So either they're not pushing it, or people aren't playing.
So I don't really think that's it, though, because when you scroll down on Funko Fusion on YouTube, you get titles like Funko Fusion could be the worst thing that happened to licensed video games. I mean, you get titles that are just crazy, right? Where people are like, I don't know why anybody would buy this. It's just, I don't really, this to me is another one of those moments where, like, Funko had the moment to do something really epic, and they somehow fumbled it again.
Right.
It's like it almost feels like they're the fumble kings.
It's
like the
thing, like I like Funko.
Me too.
I'm not gonna say I love Funko anymore, because I don't love it.
I still enjoy them.
I still enjoy Funko. And when I was doing my live stream with Popped Heat, you guys know, I mean, it's been a long time, but we praise Funko when it's worth praising, but we talk about them when they need to be talked about.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they get talked about more lately than they get praised, because for a company to have been out this long and be this big, a lot of the mistakes they're making, it's like, because companies make mistakes. Like, people talk about, oh, a company shouldn't be doing blah blah blah. Disney is probably the biggest company we know of in the world as far as all the properties they have and
Right.
how large their reach is.
Oh yeah,
And they
for
still
sure.
make mistakes to this day. So it's not about making the mistakes. It's about fixing the mistakes
Learning
and
from it.
learning from the mistakes.
Amen.
When they're
Amen.
still making the same mistakes that they've been making for years, that shows that they're not learning from their mistakes. And that's the thing that frustrates me with Funko. And this game, case in point, is okay, you decided to move into the video game realm. You got this this ability to have these licenses that you can put in the game and make a game, make product that's part of the game. Like you got to buy the pops to get the codes to the. It all works together. We know it works together because we've seen other people,
All the
other
time.
companies do it. So why and why is your game not working? Like it's been out for almost a week and a half. I
It's
forgot
been
when
out
it
long
came out.
enough that it should have lots of traffic.
Like where and the thing is, I didn't hear any hype about it. Like honestly, if I was not into Funko, I would have never heard of this game.
The H.
There's
Amen.
no marketing for
Amen.
it.
Amen. That's the other thing that it kills me with Funko, like their inability to market right now. Like
Right.
why aren't y'all able to market? Let me tell you, I got a copyright strike from Funko for playing one of their videos.
Mhm.
It was a stupid video about, I can't even remember what it was now. I'd have to go back through the lives and find it. But it wasn't about the video game. It was about something that they were coming out with. I think it was the Coke Freddy or one of those. And they gave me a damn copyright strike for it. And I thought, are you serious? Like, why
Yeah.
would you copyright strike somebody that's playing your video?
Right.
Like,
It's like you're literally giving them free advertising.
it's like, make that make sense for me.
Oh man.
It's like,
And
why
it's
would
like I think mostly now when it comes to YouTube, it's not so much the company. It's like, yeah, Funko is going to copyright their stuff. So YouTube's going to be like, okay, this is copyrighted or copywritten or however you say it. I don't know. But then YouTube goes, okay, you play too much of this other video. We got to give you a strike, or at least a what they call it, a warning, because a lot of stuff not really a strike. It's just kind of like
warning. Yeah,
you can't monetize this, or it's not going to be
Right.
shown in certain countries, whatever. But
Boo-hoo.
it's like, as far as a company like Funko, it's not like it's music or movies or whatever where people should pay to watch this thing. This is you want as many eyes on this as possible.
So I was like, are you serious?
It's like for you to copyright this, it's like, I get you're copywriting your content, but this is the type of content you want people to see. You don't want to limit somebody else's video that's showing your stuff. So it's like,
their inability to market has killed me time and time and time.
Yeah, that's one of the things. And like, have you ever seen a Funko commercial? Because I thought about it. I was like, recently, I've seen a few ads pop up on YouTube that have something to do with Funko, but yeah, I've never seen a Funko commercial. Like, I got into it because I saw it in a store, and I was like, oh, I want this Star Wars Funko thing. It's cool. Like,
well, that was back when they were being genius, though, right? So they were going to the conventions. They got them in GameStop. They had this genius plan. They plowed forward with it, and they made it successful. But then somewhere along the way, they totally forgot like how to market things and how to strategy, and they forgot that making things limited made them sell out, which made people go get them. They when COVID happened, they decided that you didn't really need store exclusives. I know that you remember this, when before COVID we were standing in line at Hot Topic to get the Hot Topic exclusive. We were like,
real,
that's where it's at, right? I'm gonna go get that exclusive. And somehow they missed like that. People were, that was what made them so awesome, right? That's what made them so cool. It wasn't that it wasn't that the fact that everybody could get it. It was the fact that if you wanted it, you had to go work for it. I mean, that was, and if you didn't want it, then you paid somebody that went and worked for it.
Right. the thing is, like, I think COVID gave Funko a false sense of, oh, we're
Oh yeah,
selling a lot of
for
product,
sure. Yeah.
and it wasn't that you were selling a lot of product, is that nobody, I mean, yes, they sold a lot of product, don't get me wrong, but everybody was stuck in the house,
Yes.
all this disposable income.
And we were all
And
talking about them because
right, we were talking about Funko. All these new Funko channels came out of nowhere
yes.
during COVID, and it blew up
Well,
because
not just
people
that,
that,
it was a distraction for all of us, right? It was a
yes,
distraction. Let's
yes,
be honest.
like I've
We weren't watching the news,
right,
right? We weren't getting overrun with COVID. We
right,
all used it as a distraction, and
right. And the
and it
thing
worked.
was, like, and I've said 2020, I spent more money on Funko Pops than any other year I've
A
been
hundred
collecting.
percent,
My
100%. I did.
collection went from about 200 something Funko Pops to 700 in 2020. That means I spent over, I don't know the dollar amount, but I bought over 500 Funko Pops in a year
Right,
because I had nothing else to do with my money. I
right.
wasn't going out. I wasn't uh, buying, going to movies or dinners or what else. So yeah, and Funko took that and was like, "Oh, we're gonna make more product and we're gonna push everything.
No,
We're gonna
no,
make more." Like, no, bro.
no, no. I knew the moment they said that they were going public, I was like, we're all in trouble.
Oh
Like
yeah, once they went public, yeah, yeah,
this was going to be the
absolutely.
death of Funko. Like, and it was. You could see it happening. It
595
was,
sold.
it
So
was happening right in front of it. I got a
yeah,
pop here that I want to show you because I
go
don't.
for
I
it,
The cool thing about having you on here is you get to like educate me in
bro.
things that I have no clue in what's going on.
When you just brought it up on the screen, I remember when I saw this pop, and I was like, I know what this is, but I don't remember what it is.
What is this?
Yo, it was an old show, Power Lord. It was a dude. He was a regular dude. Well, I don't know if he
What?
was regular, but he was human looking. But he would turn into this guy.
Hey, don't
And
turn into this guy.
no, but it was cool though. I know. I used to watch it. I don't really remember it, but I have like flashes of. I know what this is.
495 Star Wars. What is
Oh
495
man,
Star Wars,
I
Zach? Is
think
that?
he's saying that's his collection. How many Star Wars pops
Oh,
he
I
has?
got you. I
Yeah,
got you.
I
I
definitely
haven't.
have more
I
than that. I
I
just
have
don't know how
bought.
many.
Listen to me. This is how many pops I have bought this year.
Mm,
I bought the new Snoop Dogg pop that came out, and I bought the San Diego Comic Con box of fun.
right.
And
Yeah, I got
I
one.
regretted buying the box of fun.
I didn't. I didn't hit anything I wanted, but I sold those items and I got back more than what the box was worth. So
That's
I'm
why I did. I'm a terrible
okay.
I'm a terrible person at selling my collection. Terrible. I am the worst on the world
Oh
in the
man.
world at selling. And even though right now I probably
Because of
need to sell
this.
off about 100, I am
Uh,
the worst on the planet
yeah,
when it comes to selling them off because I just time
yeah,
constraints.
yeah. Well, I have a place I go to, Pop Fuzz. Pop Thunder plays the actual channel. A lot of guys might have seen him. He's in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and a lot of times when I want to offload huge parts of my collection, I just hit him up. I'm like, "Listen, bro, I got a lot of pops. You want some of these?" And he'll be like, "Bring them through. Let me see." And I'll go to his store with boxes, like 300-400 at a time here. So yeah, if I wasn't doing that, I would have well over 2,000 pops by now. But the thing
I
is,
I'm gonna
what
have to at some point.
yeah, what I ended up doing is, because I was just buying a little of everything here and there. Like, I had a huge collection, but I had a lot of stuff that I liked, but I wasn't in love with. Like,
Right.
if I didn't have it, I wouldn't care. Versus the stuff that I have now, it's like, if I didn't have this, I'd be upset. So that's how I whittled my collection down. It's like the only stuff I have now as far as Funko product is stuff that if I didn't have this, I'd be upset I didn't have it.
Well, I mean, the other flip side to it is Funko keeps releasing the same things.
Yes.
So,
The thing,
and then it pisses me off.
when I be watching you guys, right? Because I usually watch the replay on a Wednesday morning when I'm getting ready for work. But when you be going through the new pops coming out, you be like, another Darth Vader pop, screw it, and another this pop, but then a Deadpool pop, and you be like, oh, I'm grabbing this one. I'm like, Wayne, It's the same thing.
The same
I feel
Deadpool.
the same thing. It's just another Deadpool, but I'm gonna buy it.
Oh,
It's just another Darth Vader, but I'm gonna buy it.
Listen to me. I am fully aware of my double standards when it comes to some of the pops. I am fully aware. Like when it's a Deadpool, I'm like, what? That's a Dead. Let me tell you my problem with Darth Vader. Darth Vader.
No, wait, before you say it, yeah, I was gonna say before you say it, at least Deadpool, you could put a lot of different funny things and outfits and character things, like because that's the character. But Darth Vader is usually okay.
Just Darth Vader.
He's got a choke pose. He's holding his lightsaber. Like
he has two lightsabers. Yeah, he has two lightsabers. It's like you look at some point. I am guilty as hell. I will raise my hand. I have about 10 Darth Vaders, and every one of them, when I look at them, I'm like, hold on. They got me on these because
it's basically just a different pose. But
sometimes you're not even sure what the difference is. You're like, what? And then you have to get real close, and you're like, oh, this one is his hands in a different his hand. Yeah, you're like his hands in a different place. Hey, sometimes it's so.
Oh God,
that's where Darth Vader just pisses me off because they're like, oh, they can't even get creative with it. Do me a favor, Funko. Paint a Darth Vader that looks like Deadpool. Paint a Darth Vader that looks like what is it, Captain America? Paint a Darth. Give me something different on the Darth Vader other than just his different hands.
The cool thing with the latest few that they've done, at least they've done like I said, on the throne, in the TIE Fighter, like they're giving you like different
variants. Yes,
so it's not just him with his hand out, or him with his him standing up. But I'm gonna buy him because it's Darth Vader and that's my boy.
it just kills me like how it's always the same.
God.
Oh, so check this out.
Johnny Knight,
so.
Yeah, this is where you get it. The exclusives.
So you
that
have
Cosmic Freddy looks dope though. But
you have to buy the pop. Mm-hmm. You get the scratch off in it. You redeem it online, and then you're gonna have access to this skin. Right, because that's what they are. They're skins.
Right.
So that right there's genius.
Right.
That is a genius way to sell your pops.
The thing I'm wondering is, anybody who's bought or has a Funko Fusion pop, how accessible is the scratch card? Can you just open up the box and take the card out, or is it like?
It looks like it
somehow protected with the pop.
I don't know.
Because if you just open up the box and take the card out, then them things just going to be taken out the box and the pop's going to be left on the shelf.
Oh, for sure they are. At GameStop, so you
can do it that
the card before you buy it at a GameStop.
I literally walk into almost any store that sells Funko sodas, and all the sodas are opened.
Well, like we all said, JKL, from the very beginning that was a mistake, right? I think as a community together, we all said that's a terrible idea. Yeah. Like terrible. Like we knew that people were going to be taking scales in there. Yeah. That got me in some big argument with some other really big Funko channel. He can still go jump off a bridge about the weighing of stuff. And how what I was saying wasn't true. No, you can weigh them. Like it's 1,000.
Certain ones definitely there's a weight difference.
Yes,
especially if it's a different mold. It's going to be a weight difference. They're not going to be perfectly the same.
And then they told me that you couldn't weigh them in the store. At the time, I was working in a store. Let me tell you what we weren't going to do. We weren't going to walk up to you, JKL, and be like, "You're not weighing that, are you?" None of us. No one gave a shit what you were doing. Yeah, I mean, so it. Anyways, but we all, as a community wide, said that was a terrible idea. I think.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw somebody in the store with a little scale weighing stuff, and I didn't really put it together. I was just kind of like, oh, okay, he's weighing, and it wasn't Funko stuff. He was just weighing other stuff in the. I don't know what it was. I'm just like, okay, and then found out, oh, you can weigh mystery boxes because certain things weigh differently, so you know what the exclusive. Oh, okay. I get it.
Some people have too much time on their hands. Is what this comes down to.
Oh man.
Johnny Knight says your friend has been playing the game. He's not happy. I'm assuming you mean Simon. is what I'm assuming you mean. Simon Cowell has
friend.
been playing the game. He's not happy. It doesn't give you clues on certain things you need to do in the levels. It's a little all over the place. So
that's something, and
so
that could be the downfall to a lot of games. Because back when I was a huge gamer, like, and you would just buy this random game that you thought looked cool, not the big game everybody was playing. You'd be like, "Oh, this looks fun. I'm gonna get it," and then you realize why nobody's playing the game because it's not intuitive. Like some games are intuitive, you just kind of know what to do next, or they have like a rail system where you have the feeling of being free to do what you want, but they kind of push you into the right way to go or the right thing to do. But a game like if my memory serves, Tomb Raider 3, I think it was, there's certain parts of the game where you don't know what to do next. Like you've done everything you need to do, and you don't know where to go.
Tomb Raider was the downfall of me in Tomb Raider.
Yeah, the first one was good. I think the second one was okay. I think it was the third one that had that issue.
Right, you would get on stages and you would just
you wouldn't know what to do. I remember one level, and like I said, I don't remember this if it was Tomb Raider 2 or 3. I believe it was 3. And I finished the level, and I'm like, I don't know what to do next. I literally don't do this when I play games because I like to figure it out. But I had to go online and figure out what to do next. I had to look it up. And this was way before YouTube, right? So I couldn't find a video or anything. And I found the article. You had to take the gun because there was a crash plane or something, and there was this gun that you used to shoot all the dinosaurs or whatever it was. You had to aim it towards this rock wall and shoot out the rock wall to go through. I'm like, how would I know that? There's nothing that shows that's what you're supposed to do. There's no clue in the game. There's no arrow that points to it or a hint or nothing. I'm like, I don't like this game.
So I agree with you, but I remember hitting parts where you were supposed to be solving these puzzles, and you would run out of ideas.
Yeah, you can't figure out the puzzle.
You're sitting there going, all right, so
what do I do next?
I'm done. I'm stuck. This is it, right? This is where I quit playing the game. It doesn't take very long before I won't play it anymore. Chase says that the cards are enclosed in its own plastic case as the back card. That's kind of what I assumed they were doing with it. Quick Draw says the doorables have like codes. Doorables have codes on them that you can actually find the chase without having to open them.
Oh wow,
that's kind of funny. Simon, what's up, brother? How are you doing? So I think Johnny was just talking about you, Simon, in this new game right here that they say is just going to be the next Fortnite. So let's talk about Fortnite and Disney, right? So Disney is coming out. I haven't played Fortnite, and since they did away with Tilted Towers, I don't know how many of y'all played Fortnite when there was Tilted Towers. I have a hoodie that says straight out of Hilton Towers, straight out of Tilted Towers, because the only thing I did was if you went into Tilted Towers, it was a bunch of towers, JKL, in case you didn't ever see it. It was a bunch of high rises. Mm-hmm. You'd come into here, you would loot each floor, get all the loot you could get. But most of the time it was you and half the map that would come in there together. So it was 100 players, 50 of y'all would all land here, and it would be a shootout.
Right.
And the reason I did this was because if you survived that, you were probably going to win the game. Okay. If you didn't survive it, then you could just start another game because there was no point, because you weren't going to win, because whoever won that was probably the best player. So that's what me and everyone would do. We'd fall in there and let's fight it out. Let's start the fight right now. We're not going to wait until the end of the game.
Right.
Let's start it right now.
Shoot it out right here.
When they finally decided that they were doing away with Tilted Towers and they brought in this Wild Wild West, I played it through the Wild Wild West, but then they did away with that, and I kind of lost interest. Disney has teamed up with them, and they're coming out with the Disney version of Fortnite, which is just going to be new skins. It'll be Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse and Goofy and all of them and new skins. Why didn't Funko get with Fortnite or one of those well-established games like Disney did and said, "Hey guys, we don't really have any interest in building a video game.
Right?
Why don't we just build? Why didn't they do that?" Because I looked up the company that made this game, and this is the first game this company's ever made.
Games. Really?
This was the first game this company's ever made. This is their first launch. This is their basically first everything. So you built a company to make a game that has never been done before.
Right.
None of it makes sense to me. Just none of it. That goes back to what we were saying a minute ago. Though Funko does a lot of things that just simply don't make sense.
Yeah.
They
I'm
just
wondering, I mean, of course, without knowing the background story, we're going to assume or, just kind of say what we think. But I'm wondering if they took the idea to an established game studio and nobody really was on board for it. I can't
the
imagine though, because Funko is pretty popular. So I would assume an established studio might have been like, yeah, we should give this a shot because this could be a good thing. I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Can't answer that question.
the Futurama stuff lately. I'm a big Futurama fan. Chris is a big Futurama fan. I don't know if how you are.
I mean, I recognize some of the characters, but I've never watched
I feel like they came in with some of the weakest like scenarios.
it.
It was like out of all like the scenarios you pick, these are the ones like you
Right.
picked.
Right. See, this is another thing that I'm gonna go back to when you guys are talking about people pops. While it's stylized, it's a people pop because I don't know what that is. Like I always say, people pops. Like people get upset about people pops, but
It's true
the thing
though.
is, if you don't know what it is, you just don't know
You
what it
just
is.
don't
It doesn't
know.
matter
No.
because regardless, like this character, I know what she's from because I've seen pictures of
The eyeball.
Futurama. I've
Right.
seen her on it. I know she's from Futurama. But if I don't know what Futurama is, she's just a people pop to me. It doesn't matter. So, and actually, this one, like Bender, like I don't get the reference because I've never watched it. But if I saw this pop, I'd be like, okay, this is kind of weird and cool. I don't get it, but okay. Like he's like a matador robot. I don't know
That's a
what
cool
it
one.
is,
I
but
can't lie.
okay.
That's a cool one. So I can't
And
lie on that one. That's a
and the
cool one.
one with the one-eyed chick in the kick pose, like again, I don't know who she is. I don't know what it is, but that's kind of cool.
All right, so this is
This
actually
one, like
a
I
cool
don't get the
moment too, though.
reference.
So
Y'all would get it.
he's trying to seduce like the chick with the one eye
Uh-huh.
right there. This is the captain of the ship, and he's always trying to seduce like that chick with the one eye. And this is one of the episodes where they're together, and I can't remember exactly how they ended up like together in the room, but he's trying to seduce her, and he's down in his bathing towel or bath towel or bathrobe, whatever it is those things are called, bathrobe, and so that one's kind of cool as well. I'll give them a little bit of credit there. I mean, even though it's still sexy pulls Deadpool. Oh no, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Yeah. The meme. See, I like the meme ones that they're coming out with because I think it's kind of late, but it's still cool because it's
Did they
like,
just come out with a sexy pose Skeletor?
yeah, that's the meme for the Skeletor facts meme. That's funny. I like that. I mean, I'm not gonna buy it, but this is the type of stuff where Funko. I always say that we'll praise them when I think they're doing something good. I'll talk about it when I think they're doing something bad. This is something that I think is something cool because in this new meme culture, this is something that you don't have to know anything about Funko. You don't have to be a collector, but if you've been online and seen memes, you'll walk into a store, see that, and go, "This is kind of cool," and that will bring in customers. That will bring in people who will start collecting Funko because they bought this one meme pop.
Have you noticed that they're trying to like rejuvenate Lord of the Rings?
Well, this meme is pretty cool. The one does not simply whatever meme. Like this is pretty cool. If I saw this and I wasn't into Funko, I'm not even into Lord of the Rings. The people keep saying I just had a conversation about Lord of the Rings today. I was like, I'm just not into it, but I would probably buy this because I know the meme and
I don't know the meme.
It's hilarious.
What is the meme?
It's basically I'm not into Lord of the Rings, so I can't tell you the scene or whatever, but it's off of the point where he's like, one does not simply walk into Mordor, I think is what he says, but people take that and say it about almost anything now. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example, but I can't think of anything right now. But it's basically like one does not simply do whatever. You know, when you're talking about somebody doing something, it's like if I'm telling you, bro, I'm gonna go rob a bank, and you go, one does not simply rob a bank. You know,
All right, let's see.
it's just silliness, man. It's just
Simply walk into Mordor.
Well, the reason we got it is quite funny.
oh, it's hilarious.
Come on, people. What's wrong with y'all? All right, let's try it again.
Gives you the power.
Oh, skip the ads.
I got to get through that.
One does not simply walk into Mordor. It's black gates.
What am I missing?
Simply walk into Mordor.
What am I missing?
It's just basically somebody took that scene and that line and then turned it into a meme about whatever, and then people kept running with it. So that just became the meme. That scene with his hand like that and that phrase. You know,
walk into Mordor.
It's like saying, you know, I'm gonna open a chase, so I'm gonna open a Funko soda and get a chase, and it's like one does not simply get a chase. Like
one does not simply get a chase.
It's funny. Like the SpongeBob one. I'm gonna head out. I'm buying that. I see it. I'm getting it. The only thing I hate is $20. Like, why?
What don't I understand in this one either? How am I missing these memes, guys?
You don't get the I'm gonna head out meme. That's he said one does not simply collect Funko. Exactly. Funko's a passion, bro. You don't simply collect it. You go deep. The I'm a head out meme. Like, you can use that for almost anything. Like, somebody says something, you know, where you're like, all right, I'm a head out. Like, I'm out. I can't deal with this. You know, there's a fight at your job. All right, I'm a head out. Like, I'm not bearing witness to this. Oh, I'm a head out one. This was awesome. And there's actually a scene from the cartoon where he was watching TV, and I think he was leaving. He didn't say I'm a head out. It just became a thing. Somebody created the meme, and it just became a thing. Like, a lot of these memes, they're hilarious. Like the Agatha one winking, where her winking, that was funny. I don't even know like where that one originated. It's just one of those where
what am I getting so worked up about?
Yeah, there you go.
What am I getting so worked up?
There you go. I'ma head out. There you go. And he wasn't even leaving in that scene. He was actually sitting down. Somebody just took the pose and it's like, I'ma head out.
I'ma head out.
It's
I'ma head
funny,
out.
like,
All right, that's a good one.
That's the creativity of like the meme culture when people create memes out of some of this stuff. And this is something Funko should have been capitalizing on for a while. Because when they started doing the everything's fine, like with the dog surrounded by fire, like, yeah, that's the stuff that they need to start getting into. And now they're starting to do it heavy, and it's like, you should have been doing this for years now. I know certain properties is hard to get licenses for, so I get that. So maybe they were trying to get all the licenses before they dropped a meme line per se. But regardless, you should have just got whatever you could get and just been doing it. Like, man, that Eddie, the Funko Fusion Eddie, I was gonna get it when it dropped, but I was like, I'm not even gonna get the game, so I don't care because I like the look of it. I'm like having a dark version of a Freddy. It's like, yeah, that looks pretty cool, but that it's sold out. I think in a half hour.
Really?
Sold out fast, yeah.
Well, that's going to be fun. There's a lot of stuff about the game that I think is cool. I think that they should have. This is what I think Funko should have did if they were going to come out with a game like that, and it wasn't really going to be something tested on the market. They should have maybe came out with it in the beta version because you're a lot more likely to forgive something in a beta version and at a beta price. So like $9-10. Yeah. At a beta price, you're a lot more likely to forgive the fact that it's not totally into and not everything's working correctly than if somebody says this is a finished game. Yeah, right.
If anything, what they should have did was what a lot of games did when I won't say a lot of games, but a few games that I was kind of beta for. One of them was the Star Wars online game. I baited in that. and they should have gotten, and they got a lot of Star Wars fans, a lot of Star Wars gaming fans to beta that. They should have went the same way they send stuff to all these big Funko YouTubers for free. Like they should have sent them a beta test of the game and be like, listen, play this, tell
Right.
us what you like about it, what you don't like. You can stream it to get hype around it. Like that would have brought a lot of us into it a lot like faster or been more on board. Like, oh, I think I might get this. But again, I think they dropped the ball.
They definitely should have should have baited it for sure.
And again, I haven't played it. I don't know if people are really liking it or not. So I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying as far as marketing it, like if I wasn't into Funko, I wouldn't have known about it. So I don't know how many people outside of our Funko world even knows this game exists or has a desire to play it.
I doubt it. What do you think about these guys?
I'm not into Harry Potter like that. So the Harry Potter gingerbreads, I don't care much. They look cool though. The only gingerbread pops I have is the Mickey and
I hate
Minnie.
them. I hate all the gingerbread.
I like how they look. I don't mind them, but they're just not for me.
I hate every one of them.
I heard you talk about it last week.
I kind of hate these two though.
See the Stranger Things ones. Jeez, I like. It's kind of like, especially with the Demogorgon one, it's like, okay, Demogorgon in another pose, like Darth Vader, another pose.
That's why I hate them. It seems like we just keep recycling them again and again and again and again and again, and it's like, come on, man. At some point, you got to let it die.
Right. The Vecna one, I don't know if there's been another one like this.
There was a black.
I know there's other Vecna pops, but I don't know if it was exactly like that. But the Demogorgon, I know there was another one like that.
That's not in those colors, right?
Yeah,
so there was
those colors,
there was a vector one like that, but it wasn't in those colors, right? So they had him the regular version, they had him in the black light version, and now they have like that version of him that are all basically the same. Like maybe his hands might be in different positions, but it's basically the exact same thing. I mean, they just you're not giving me anything new. You're just changing the color of it. It reminds me of when Funko did the Chrome. You remember when Funko did the Chrome? They did the Chrome pops, right? So
Chrome.
They did everything in Chrome, right? And for a little while there, everybody had to have everything in Chrome. But then they kept doing it over and over and over until you're like, okay, this doesn't even make sense anymore. Like, what are you doing?
Unfortunately, I understand, but at the same time, I don't like when companies do it, because Funko's not the only company that does that. But since we're talking Funko, we're gonna stay there. When something hits big, it's just like when the black lights came out, everybody loved them, and then they started black lighting everything.
Everything.
The Chrome came out. I wasn't around when the Chromes first came out. I started really collecting towards the tail end of Chrome being a huge thing, and people were like, well, I'm sick of Chrome. And I was like, oh, these are cool. But I've noticed that with Funko, when something hits, they'll do it to death, and then you overdid it. It's like you did too much. Like, stop. Unfortunately, like you said, when they went public, unfortunately for most companies, once you go public, your goal, it's not what it used to be.
No, the goal changes.
Now it's to make money. You have to make shareholders happy. You have to be profitable. You have a board that's telling you this is what we got to do. Like, you don't have as much love for the fans. I mean, you can have that love, but the company as a whole, the love for the fans isn't as important as the love for making profit. So
this is something that Jace just brought up, which is what made me lose my love for the black light.
What happened to the boxes?
It took the color out of them.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, it took the color out of the front of the boxes, and I can't remember if it was the yellow or the orange. But anywhere that there was yellow or orange is now white. Wow. So the front of my boxes are all that way. And I don't know if you remember, but I have that shelf that has like a whole black light setup on it, and then it has the black lights that shine down on them so that it keeps them lit up all the time.
Right.
and it took the yellow. It was yellow. It took the yellow out of every one of the
Right out.
boxes.
Right.
I mean, and how does that even happen? Like, how do you
Well,
how do you?
I'm going to tell you exactly how it happens because Funko didn't make the boxes to be able to withstand the black light. They
Nope.
made the pops.
And they should have.
So, they should have. They
Right.
definitely should anticipate. And again, another thing where Funko, as a company, I'm still down for y'all. I still collect your product, but especially at this time when they drop these black lights, people like keeping their collections in the boxes. They like to sit there and go, well, we're not responsible for boxes and we blah, 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 because people return the pops when they come in bad boxes. We want good boxes. And they started doing that thing where, well, we're not responsible for boxes and blah, blah, blah. You know that Funko collectors keep their collections in boxes. The vast majority of us, I'd say at least 95%.
Oh yeah,
Funko
I'd say that's accurate.
keep their collection in box. They're easy to stack and put up and display. You need to make your boxes. You're going to do black light pops. People are going to be shining black lights on them. You need to put the money into making the boxes black light safe. Plain and simple. Simple.
Unfortunately, they didn't, which was very unfortunate.
And in the first run, I get it. Maybe you neglected that part. But once it took off and you saw people putting these pops together and having their lights shining on these boxes, you should have thought about it, just like sun damage on a box. Wow, this might not be good for these boxes. We either need to tell people the boxes are not blacklight safe or make blacklight safe boxes.
Right.
So at least if you put the warning out there, that people could be like, oh, damn, I'm going to mess up my boxes if I put them on the black light. But without even a warning out there, like you have to find out how you found out.
Yeah.
And now you're pissed.
Right. Now I'm like, I won't collect any more black light pops because I feel like you shouldn't have let that happen to the box.
Right. If you put a warning out there and I choose to do it and mess up,
and I ignored your warning, yes.
Fine. But if you don't at least put the warning out there, it's like, all right, now, yeah, I'm pissed. Like
I mean, so it now makes me think that'll happen to everything Funko. Everything Funko, if you let it sit in the sun, because let's be honest, it was the UV light and the black light they called it. It was the UV light that did it. It was an intense version of it, and that's what did it.
Yeah.
That tells me
boxes,
almost
any box that happens. Because if you've ever seen a store that has boxes in a window, after a while they become sun faded. So
right. Well, you
don't think that for the black light boxes because you figure, oh, they made the boxes black light too, and it's like no.
No, but like you were saying a minute ago, you can put the money into your boxes to make them UV protected.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, so that's
at least to a certain degree. I don't know how much, but yeah, to a certain degree, you could.
Well, I mean, age is going to get everything inevitably, right? I
exactly.
mean, age is going to get everything inevitably.
Exactly. Black lights off.
He said, I immediately took. Yeah, immediately. The Boba Fett right here, that's really cool. But that goes kind of back what we were saying about Darth Vader, Deadpool, all of those.
The same Boba Fett pose, but
a bazillion Boba Fetts.
Yeah.
By
the way, forgot for people who looking for it, they had the sale on Funko. I didn't know if it was still going, but since you brought it up and I see it, yeah, they're still having a nice sale, 70% off on certain things. So
this one's 10% off.
Go look for certain things.
Nearly enough. Not nearly enough on that one.
The knee rocket Boba Fett, I like that one. I mean, I was gonna rack up on some of this stuff, but New York Comic Con is coming up, and I gotta save.
Have they announced anything? When is New York Comic Con?
I think it starts the 14th, October 14th.
Has Funko announced anything like coming into this?
Nothing official. There've been some rumor lists. I think I sent it to you, or at least to one of our group chats. I sent the rumored list. We'll know more by probably the end of this week. They usually a couple weeks before the con.
So here's the things like that I don't understand. So this is back in stock. I like to check their back in stock every once in a while.
Yeah.
You should check their back in stock every once in a while.
I do. I do.
how did they find more of these guys?
Exactly. It's like, another thing that companies do, which I know a lot of people don't know, but some companies actually buy back their product. So like say Target, they have a bunch of Funko sodas on the shelves. They don't sell. Okay, the company will buy them back, and then they'll either sell them at a discount on their website, or they'll send them to Five Below, a discount store that'll sell them for cheap, so they can at least get their money. But something like this, Funko sodas, especially a piece count, 25,000 pieces. That's a lot. But this particular soda has been out for a long time. It was hugely popular when it first came out.
Yeah, I have 3 or 4 of them.
I couldn't even get a hold of it when it first came out. And now all of a sudden, years later, you found more?
Doesn't that seem sketchy to you?
And is it international or is it just a regular one?
I think it's just a regular. Am I the only person that thinks that's slightly sketchy? It's a regular. It's actually from the convention.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I the only person that thinks that's slightly sketchy?
Yeah.
I mean, so there was a time that I had some like good conversations with a Funko employee, and this employee like shared some things with me like inside of Funko, and one of the things that was shared with me is that Funko was purposely holding on to their inventory and didn't ever say it, but kind of left the impression that Funko might be reselling their own stuff. Like later, like purposely holding it back and then reselling it later. At the time, I thought the person was full of shit. Completely honest. I was like, yeah, right. Like, you're so full of it. But then they started doing the Buckeye sales after this person left. And these people were coming out of these Buckeye sales and they were having pops that we haven't seen in 10 years. Like one of them they found the what was the Ahsoka? They say it.
Yeah, the Hall H Ahsoka.
Yeah, that was like a what 200?
That thing, I think they said they only made 200 of them. They've been rolling them out slowly. Like every convention, they give away a few. I think they probably would have burnt through 200 by now. I don't know. I'm not at every convention. I don't know.
Somebody found like 12 or 20 of them.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's like that thing used to be like worth $4,000. I think it's still worth like 1,000 now. But still,
that's because so many people dumped them on the market all at once because they just so at the time the person said it to me, I was like, oh, they're so full of shit. But then as I see them doing these Buckeye sales and I see this weirder stuff like the NFT pops that came out that one time and the other Mystic rare pops and then some pops we've never even seen.
Well, the big thing now is Marshalls. If you have a Marshalls in your area, go to Marshalls.
Really?
I've gone to 3 since I heard about it, but Marshalls, they got the Hall H Demogorgon. They've been getting like Chase pops. There was the social media Freddy's or whatever. This is like a $200 pop that you find it in Marshalls for like $30, but still it's at Marshalls. Like, all right, Candyman. And I saw your comment about the Funko stock. I sold out of my Funko stock a long time ago. And me too. I don't even follow it anymore. I mean, it's probably going to start going back up because they changed kind of some of their tactics and the profitability is probably going to come back. But yeah,
don't buy into that.
I have time for them right now. So
it's Funko stock is still rated one a very dangerous, a very volatile.
Yeah, I made my money off their stock, but
I didn't.
I bought Funko with it, so I guess they got me anyway.
I didn't, but it luckily enough for me, I bought in at like $7 or maybe less than that. Yeah. I watched it go up a little. I watched it go down a little. I watched it go up a little, and then I knew that they were about to lose that lawsuit, and I sold it because I thought, well, that's it. I made like maybe $1 a piece off of them. I didn't care because the risk was far worse than any reward at that moment. They're still having to deal with that. Just in case people don't know, they lost that lawsuit. I still don't know. I still haven't seen the repercussions for that, but I think that we will at some point see the repercussions from that because Funko is run very cash heavy.
Well, a lot of times, a lot of these lawsuits, they'll lose a lawsuit, but the general public doesn't know about this stuff. It's mainly just stockholders that pay attention, and the company will recover because nobody really knows. But I made a good amount. I bought in my average on Funko when I sold it. My average price paid was like $8 or something, and I sold it at over 20. So
There you go.
it was right before that big price drop, and it wasn't even like I heard or saw something that made me go, let's sell. I just felt it. I was like, you know what? If it continues to go up, all right, fine, I'll lose out. But I want to use this money for something else. And I sold it. And I think like a week later, boom, it just it drops. It's dramatic. I was like, oh, all right, I got out the right. I even did a video on it. I was like, I got lucky.
Got lucky on this one. So here's where you were talking about the sales, right? And this Bebop is really old. Like this is
That was
really
from Mutant Mayhem. No, I think that's only a year old. That's the
Is
Mutant
it?
Mayhem. Yeah, that's not the
All right.
original.
all right. So
And
This
that's an
is-
unnumbered soda anyway, so they could just make more.
so this is there's some good deals on this. I mean,
Yeah,
you
there's
weren't
some
lying.
good. Listen,
You can
I-
that Thor is fire.
bro, I went through and I was looking mostly for Star Wars pops.
Right.
I had a lot of Star Wars pops in my cart, and then just random other stuff like that one, the
Yeah.
3-liter.
Almost want to buy that one for $10,
yeah,
right?
$10. I put 2 of them in my cart. Just
Almost want to buy that one at $10, right? I mean,
even with the sale and all the stuff I was putting in my cart, I had over $700 worth of Funkos in that
Oh my
cart, and I
God.
was like, okay, I'm not buying all this. Let me whittle it down.
this thing right here was a fail. I don't understand why. It shouldn't
Yeah.
have been.
That's why they
It's-
still have more. And they're
it
selling
so
it for
shouldn't have been.
40% off or whatever.
So they should go lower than that. It so shouldn't have been a fail. That was one of them that I wanted to go to, but sometimes I think Funko has the wrong people advertising for them.
Yeah.
And
And
as much as I like Tristan,
Uh-huh.
don't get me wrong, as much as I like this kid, as much as I like his content, is as cool as I think some of his early videos were when it was him and his brother and they were just kind of having fun.
Yeah.
Like they were taking a knife to Funko Pops and seeing like what a melted Funko Pop looked like. I think that his content now is his needs to evolve. I think that his content now has hit a spot to where he's too old. God, I'm trying to think of a way to say this. It's not offensive. He's too old to carry on with the style video that he's making.
that he's making. It's kind of like he's like in a Peter Pan type
Yes,
mode where
yes.
he's trying to stay young and appealing to the younger audience.
And that's
But he's grown out of that phase, so he needs to evolve his content to his age. I understand what you're saying.
And I've always been a huge Tristan fan. When it was him and his brother, and they were doing these on his cell phone probably, and you could tell that they were just kind of two kids having fun. It was very, very engaging, very wholesome, very relatable, right? And then he moved into the very hardcore because he was making money in the unboxing and the Funko reviews, which was great. But now his age is so weird to try and like say it without offending people.
Right.
But his age now
is
it needs to evolve. The content needs to evolve. I think that if it doesn't, he'll be like Funmaker Mike in 5 years. I mean, look, I don't know Funmaker Mike, but I could tell you that I wouldn't leave my children alone with you. I mean,
come on, bro.
I'm not saying that's anything like that. I'm just saying is the persona that it's like your content needs to like you the way that you're giving the information, the way that you're addressing people, the style that you're doing just needs to like
blah, blah.
just needs to change a little, man. Just a little. Not like and look, I'm a nobody. So don't take me for worth anything.
Well, no, it's true though. Sometimes you do have to evolve your image over time, because I mean that could be who you are, like with Top Pops, Tristan, whatever. Like, yeah, he seems like that's just who he is. He's just being himself. And
true.
Listen, if that's who you are and you're being yourself, fine. but there comes a point where you hit a certain age limit, and the way you're it's almost like a Pee Wee Herman effect, but it's not funny.
Right.
Because if Pee Wee Herman was a real person and you knew this guy, you'd be like, okay, he's weird.
Right.
And I'm not letting my children be around him.
Right. And I wasn't trying to say that to be offensive. I swear to God. I was just saying, right.
I get what you're saying,
You're
but
like,
I'll say it.
Right. You're like, hey, look, I'm not trying to like, I'm not saying or implying or any of this. I'm just simply saying that
it's like, I get it.
the energy you're giving off is
right. Right. And the thing is, like, we've basically watched him grow up on camera. So, you know, we see, okay, he's just a cool dude.
Yeah.
I say kid because he's a lot
he's
younger
still a
than
kid.
me, but
yeah.
He's at least early 20s by now. I don't know. But
still a kid.
He's enthusiastic about Funko. I get it. I don't have a problem with it.
Nope.
I watch it and understand it. But anyone new coming in, it might come off as weird. It's like, bro, you're a little too old to be acting how you act. It just seems off for people who don't know. So I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
just like you get older, it has to evolve.
Yeah.
And it for some reason it hit a spot, and I know that's the money making spot, right? I really do. I know that's like Funko is paying us, and this is where we're getting our endorsements, and I know that. But at some point, if you're not careful, it's going to be like Funmaker Mike and Pee Wee Herman. I mean, it's
it just starts to come off as weird.
It starts to come off, and and it's just weird.
Yeah, and right before we move on, because I know you're about to, because I'll be catching your transition sometime. You just snap to the next subject. I don't have any problem with him. I like the kid.
Oh, I do too, a lot.
I don't have any hate for him. A lot of people, he's a Funko shill now, blah, blah, blah.
No,
listen, this kid was giving Funko free publicity for years.
I don't care.
He's one of the main reasons Funko blew up how it is. He's the biggest Funko content creator on YouTube. He deserves Funko to be kissing his ass and giving him free stuff. So go for
it. So many times, man. Look, check me out. So many times people like hate just to hate. Yeah. And I think I think with TikTok, I mean, I have discovered that people are just nasty in general, right? Yeah. So people will hate just to hate. I'm not trying to hate on the kid. I love the kid. I don't know the kid, but I love the kid's content. I love the kid's hustle. I love everything the kid's done, and I wasn't trying to be a troll there because I can't stand trolls. I was simply saying that.
Yeah, you're saying your opinion of how it's coming across.
You got to evolve. You got to evolve. You have to evolve, because if he could evolve now and continue being the biggest thing Funko's ever had, but if you don't evolve, it's going to start to come across very strange to a lot of people, and so that's kind of what I was saying. But I didn't really understand the degree of trolls until the Doomsday account started getting pretty big.
Yeah.
and man, we have some pretty nasty trolls on a pretty regular basis. And it's like, man, what is wrong with some of you people like out there? Like
I'm gonna tell you what it is, especially with the newer generation, but I'm gonna tell you it's twofold. First off, like you said, people love to hate. Like, I don't hate on people. Like, I've been doing the YouTube thing for a minute, and my channel could be bigger. I could be, monetized and all that stuff. But when I see people who started after me and grow past me, especially in this Funko thing where I'm a part of, I don't hate. I congratulate. Great, do that.
Good for you.
I'm your biggest cheerleader. Let's go. I want to see you do big things. I'm not going to hate on you going, well, I've been doing YouTube since 2018, and why my channel didn't blow up, and this guy's got to be buying stuff. Like, no, do your thing, bro. Let's go. So that's one. People love to hate. Number two, it's easier for people to hate because you and I know we're at an age where we remember there was no internet talking crap. You had what was called the telephone tough guy. And that was the guy who talked crap to you over the phone, but you would walk down the block and whoop his ass. Now you getting talked crap about from people in China. You're not flying over to China, so they feel like, I can type and say whatever I want. it's easy to be that
So-
guy when
so-
somebody's in your face about to knock you out.
Last night, we're live, and this kid comes in. We have like 3 big channels that are bigger than us that do the same thing we do, that send people to troll us on a regular basis. Like, these are like, they should be like all getting together, and we should be like cornering the market, but instead we love to like cause drama amongst each other, which is weird, super weird, super weird. It's so weird that I had one channel call us out on his live by name and straight dog us out. But anyways,
Probably brought you some traffic though.
I probably not. But anyway, so they always come in with the same talking points, right? The same talking points. So you know it's the same person that sends them. They have the same talking points every time. Well, one of the talking points, kid come in and said, that stuff has dyes in it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that has dyes in it. I can't have things with dyes. Okay, so what do you have? Don't Google it right now. I want you to type in the chat, is what I said to him. What candy do you eat that doesn't have a dye in it?
Right.
And he pops in there, Haichu. I said, Haichu has dyes in it.
Of course.
I freeze dry them all the time. I've read the back of it. It has artificial dyes in it.
Of course.
Oh, no. That's the fantasy Haichus, because I went and grabbed a bag, because I have bags of them in the back, right? In our storage room, I got bags of them. So I went and grabbed a bag. Nope, artificial flavoring. Well, that's the fantasy bag. I went and grabbed another bag. Nope. I said, whatever, dude. Listen.
Yeah.
You come in here with the same talking points. You're coming from the same person. You're just one of those trolls.
Jeez.
This dude comes back with, check me out. I see that you're in Kendallville, Indiana. Where's your storefront? I can come see you. Hold on. This now suddenly you put on your big boy pants. So let's talk big boy pants. We don't have a storefront, but I do have a PO box, and I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll meet you at this PO box any day, anytime, any moment that you'd like to do. You just tell me when you're going to be there, and I'm going to meet you there.
Exactly.
So do you know what this person comes back with? All over some candy.
You started it, bro.
That's what you gotta be joking with me.
You started that. And that's the thing, man. It's like these people online, like, listen, I tell people all the time, I'm not a fighter. Like, I actively avoid confrontation.
Oh, wait,
that's
most
just
decent people do.
Like confrontation. If I can talk out a problem and let's solve it, we can solve it. We don't got to be the best of friends, but we gonna just exist.
Absolutely.
But if you bring that to me, it's going to happen.
All right. Thank you. So look, I am much like you. I will actively try and talk myself out of. I used to sit down in the bar because I had a friend that would take me to the biggest redneck bars on this planet. And I lived in Georgia for 32 years of my life in the country. And he would take me to the biggest redneck bars on the planet. He would get to drinking and he'd start a fight. And he would not start the fight. He would start the confrontation, I guess is the best way to put it. And then they would the confrontation would go. And I'd say, hey, look, man, how about I just buy you a beer? Dude's an idiot. He's an idiot. We both know, look, he's with me and we can both agree that dude's an idiot, right? Let me just buy you a beer and let's just be done with this. And 9 times out of 10, people would then turn on me and I'd be like, hold on now. I was trying to buy you a beer. We'll go outside and I just stomp your ass. I was just trying.
I was trying to be nice about this, but if you want it,
I was just trying to squash it. None of us are going home with a female if we get in a fight tonight, guys.
Right? Yeah, let's just chill. We don't got to do this, bro.
So strange.
And the thing is, and I'm not even gonna sit here and try to lie and be like, "Oh, I be whooping dudes." Oh, no, listen, I've lost my fair share of fights.
Yes,
but the thing is, I don't care how many times you beat me. We always gonna fight. Okay, you ain't just gonna be able to say or do whatever. We always gonna fight. So if you want to continue acting that way towards me, know that it's gonna end in a fight. I don't care if you beat me; it's always gonna end in a fight.
But so when at the beginning of this live, I was telling you that me and a big content creator got in an argument about Walmart, and it kind of came down to the receipt coming out the door, and my statement was the people that are at the door are normally retired military veterans that are just trying to subsidize their income. They're only doing their job when they ask for the receipt. How hard is it to just hand this dude a receipt? Why do you then have to cause a problem for this person that's just trying to do a job, that's not making very good money, that's just trying to subsidize their income, that can't really do anything other than stand at the door and ask for your receipt? And it kind of come down to the person says, well, I said, well, I'll tell you what, I work at Walmart. You come walking past me and get rude with me and hit me with your card and see what happens.
Right.
And they said, why? What Walmart you at? And I said, well, shit, this is the one I'm at, buddy. This is the times that I'll be there. You just tell me when you're going to show up. I'll stand right in front of that door and you hit me with that card.
Let's go.
Make sure you got people there to record it, though, because you're going to need this content.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to
and a lot of times, and I tell people this all the time, people will only do to you what you let them do to you.
Right.
And a lot of times people who do those types of things to people, they think they can do it too. So that's why you get a lot of these attitudes where people is just like, for your example with the receipts, like, yeah, these people checking receipts, they're not trying to get into fights. They're not, like you said, they're just trying to do their job. So people actively get rude to them. And it's not even because you're mad at them. You're mad at the company. Yeah. This is just a person that's in front of you. I deal with that a lot with my job.
Why take it out on them?
Right. Don't take it out on them. But like you can rebel against the company by not shopping at that store. How's about that? You know, you could go to the store, buy the product, be mad at them because they have an employee checking receipts, but not mad at the company. Mad at the company because they have an employee checking receipts, but you're taking it out on the employee and not the company. Like, come on, bro. Like, that don't make sense. You're supporting the company and then having this person, giving this person a hard time just trying to do their job. Like,
JKO, what you got going on next week?
A whole lot of nothing. I got stuff like I got channels, my JKL Awesome channel, you guys know, JKL Awesome React channel, which not much on there, but stuff's coming. My fitness channel, I haven't been hitting the gym, so you ain't gonna see much of that. And the gaming channel, Jay Awesome, which is my son, supposed to be putting content on that, be sending me clips of games that he's playing. Oh, look what we did. Put it on the channel. I'm like, stop sending it to me. Put it on the channel.
And I'll go watch it.
But yeah, I got stuff. Just random stuff. I don't have a schedule. I'm kind of focusing on other things, but I do have YouTube content that's gonna be coming randomly. It's just nothing. I can't say, oh, I got a video dropping tomorrow. Nah, the last video I dropped, I think, was the Mama J mystery box where I bought a comic box from her, and it's a pretty cool comics in there. So that was cool. Chase, yeah, I like that comment. You said you can easily disappear in Florida. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I seen that one. I seen that one. We got Chase, not Chase, JKL. Appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. I'm good.
Of course.
Here for the night, guys. Have a good night. Hang out for a minute. Don't go anywhere. Let's get through this is one of my. I'm so happy that whoever made this like outro. I don't know if it was.
I did it.
Chaser. This outro right here.
I did it.
It's epic. Just epic, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you next week. Yeah.
You guys are gonna have to put this in the description. You know, I'm gonna leave this show tonight a little worse off, I think, quite honestly, than where we began. Everybody is watching this and watching this on the replay. You are now dumber and less important in life because of what has transpired here this evening. We apologize for what's going on right now. I'm gonna try to pretend like none of this happened.